for tuning in to the latest installment of the Driftr Podcast, Flights, Miles, and Abroad, with your hosts, Brandon Boone, Kiera Sandoval, and Brian Fontenelle. Learn how to maximize points, new interesting places to explore, stories from fellow travelers, and get your travel questions answered from our weekly podcast.
It's been a minute, y'all, but we back.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, what's good?
Good. Man,
It's been a minute.
it's been like a minute, a day, a week, a year, a millennium, a century. Man, shoot, who knows?
We back though. That's what matters.
We back because we care about y'all. Missed y'all guys.
How y'all been?
Busy, super busy.
I can tell.
Snack Attack over there living her best life, though.
No, I need some sleep.
That grown up life.
That grown life. Adulting like on level 401. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, adulting is overrated. Don't let anybody tell you this.
Nah, it's the truth.
Very overrated.
Don't let her lie to y'all like that. Shoot, a lot has changed since we last got on the podcast.
Yeah.
Some of y'all grown facial hairs.
What?
No, I'm playing though. But no, definitely a lot has changed, and we can't wait to share the episode that we have for y'all, covering things that are most important to you as part of our Driftr Travels community. But most importantly, let's go into the first segment of our show. Let's talk about one of the first things that's changed. Now, as we get into the first part of the show, we're always talking about credit cards and points, making sure that you have the ability to be able to use your credit cards and all of your purchases to add up so that you're taking flights, first class, jet setting, where you want to go on that nice beach or that nice hotel. And so for today's episode, we're going to talk about what we call a credit card state of emergency. That means a lot has changed in credit cards. We need to review and recap for y'all what's changed so you know how to plan going forward.
Lego?
All right, so let's get it. So for the credit card state of emergency, oh my gosh, what is going on with the big three? We got Amex restricting bonuses, adding in new terms where you can't get bonuses in certain places. You got Chase that's now restricting if you had the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and if you had the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can't apply for another Chase Sapphire Reserve for another 4 years. Originally, when you applied for the Chase Sapphire, it said you had 2 years from the date. Now they're making it 4 years from the date of applying. So there's now like new links going up and people learning there's all kinds of different stuff. And that's making it a little bit harder for people who had a strategy of churning and burning. But then also I heard another good thing is that Amex's Premier Rewards Gold card is now becoming more competitive by having a new 4X category. It's still something that's being in the works of being confirmed, but that 4X category is like 4X points on like some type of dining or something like that. So there's like all kind of rumors and changes about cards that are going on. That means that your strategies and how you're utilizing cards is about to change. Definitely.
They trying to stop our greatness, man. What's good?
Pretty much.
I don't like that.
So, first things first, let's talk about the Chase Sapphire issues. With the Chase Sapphire now, meaning that if you have the card, don't cancel it. Pretty much, because you're not going to be able to apply for another Chase Sapphire for at least another 2 years after that. I mean, that right there, that blew my mind.
That's crazy. That's just for the reserve or for all of them?
No, that is just for the reserve.
Okay.
So they had language on some of their links going out that said it was going to be 2 years when you originally applied, but they just changed it to 4. So you're not getting that bonus. And let's be honest, the bonus has dropped also. So
right.
That's not
like,
even
what, 50?
About 50 or 60,000 points. So, I mean,
not worth it.
Where's the love, y'all? Where's the love?
Okay.
I need that 100K.
Right.
I need that.
Okay,
back.
so let me get this straight. So let's say you have the Sapphire Reserve, and then let's just say life happens and you don't want to pay the annual fee. You cancel it because you don't want to pay the fee right now. And then next year, you want to get the card again because things have improved. You cannot apply for the card again because you just had it last year? You had to wait 2 years?
Mm-hmm. From what I read it.
Okay. And then when would you have to wait for 4 years?
Well, that's the 4 years from the original date. That's when you could actually get that's when you can actually get like the bonus. So you're not getting the bonus on that for a long
4 years.
Long time.
So you can apply for the card again, not get the bonus.
But you're not getting the bonus.
You gotta wait 4 years to get the bonus.
Mm-hmm.
4 years. Ooh. Okay. So then let's say you have I have the reserve, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want to get the preferred, I cannot get the bonus. Is that correct?
No.
How does that work?
They even have new rules now where if like you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you can't apply for the reserve. Mm-hmm. Like you have to upgrade only through a product change.
That's crazy.
Like they basically what they're trying to do is make sure once you have that Sapphire that you're not letting that go at all.
Basically, yeah.
Gotcha. Because I was thinking about getting the preferred, to get some more points.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's not going to happen now.
Mm-mm. You can't even apply for it. So your strategy really has to be. And just for a point of clarification, that 48-month restriction is on both the preferred and the reserve.
What?
Wow.
And so even if you had the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you can't get the bonus on the reserve unless you cancel your preferred and don't have the card for 48 months.
Bruh.
Wow.
I guess we've been finessing them for so long.
Yeah.
They say forget y'all.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna finesse this no more.
So it sounds like I'm stuck with my Sapphire Reserve. Although I like my Sapphire Reserve. I'm not going to even say I don't. I love mine, actually.
But that's crazy, though, for people who already had the preferred. Now you can't even get the reserve.
Yeah, you can get it through a product change. Like, that's what I have to do now.
Yeah, if I want the points, though.
No, the point.
Give me the
I want
points,
the
y'all.
Points.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
So basically, let's talk about the balance of both. If you have any Sapphire card, you're out of the game for getting another Sapphire card for another 48 months once you downgrade your card. That's the only thing you can do.
Wait, say that again?
If you have any Sapphire card, preferred or reserved, if you want to get another Sapphire card, you have to downgrade your card to a Freedom and then wait 48 months to get the card. They're not even going to improve you, basically.
You know what I can do in 48 months?
Right. Apply for way too many other cards.
Right.
Get way more points.
Come on, man.
If you don't have any Chase Sapphire anything, praise the Lord, kiss your lucky shoes, and go apply for the one you want now.
Right.
Don't wait. Don't try to say, well, I'm going to get this card and then move up. No. You got to go for it. So every one of them has 48 months language.
Well, taking my talents to Amex.
Right. Try to tell y'all. Amex the truth. So, yeah. Now that we've been able to talk about that, let's talk about the Chase. Let's talk about Amex. Both real quickly on another thing on Chase. You have the new Marriott cards, which is something also to consider as long as you're not within the 524 with some other benefits. So they've upgraded the Marriott cards, which is really good. Switching over to Chase, to Amex. Amex has moved to make some updates to the Premier Rewards Gold card, which I think that's pretty interesting. But also, some of the other things that they're doing is they added the new benefit on that card. Basically, you get 4x on restaurants, 4x on supermarkets, up to $25K per year. You still get 3x on flights. And then there's also now a new $120 dining credit that's split up in monthly increments, kind of like the same way they did on the Platinum card, where you get $15, like $20 a month towards Uber. So with this, you're basically getting up to $15 to spend on restaurants. Up to $10 a month as automatic statements for your card. So, man, that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
The value of the card, you already were getting $100 off for airline miles. Now you're also getting another $120 credit, and it doesn't look like they've changed over the annual fee. So
yeah, that's not bad.
That's not a bad deal.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, which card is this again?
This is the Premier Rewards Gold card.
Come through.
Oh, that's what I have. I told you I downgraded my platinum card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I downgraded my platinum card, and I now have the rewards gold.
Nice.
So I haven't heard anything about that food credit though. Don't tell me that. When does that start in effect?
That starts. It hasn't been exactly shown on the website, but if you go online to your American Express account, you probably might see it there in the benefits section. So
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to publicly post it because I was already bullish on that card. It was like one of my favorite cards to use for American Express. But man, if I could, having those benefits would be amazing. Still hasn't been posted yet, so that's tentative. But I mean, now with the state of credit cards, it's really becoming a lot harder for you to kind of churn and burn credit cards. You're now looking at a hold strategy, meaning that you're going to have to start applying for cards that you really like, and then utilizing those cards in the way that you can spend. So, I mean, the way I see it, a lot of people going through the gift cards and all that kind of other stuff, these credit card issues are getting smarter. Amex is turning towards these monthly bonuses that you can get strictly so that they can be able to ensure that you're keeping the card. You don't get all of it at once. And what we kind of see is that if Amex is going this strategy and people are loving it, Chase might pick this up as a way for them to be able to keep people in their cards.
Right.
So it might turn eventually to where that $300 credit might be split up over a couple months. Like you might get a certain amount per month. We never know. But definitely from a credit card perspective, a lot is changing.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely got to start strategizing more and actually thinking about and planning things out.
So our advice to you is the savvy travelers that you are, make sure that you're utilizing your credit cards in the ways that you're looking at what you're spending and always making sure that you're aligning your credit cards to your purchases, because that's what's going to help you become the fastest way to getting on those first class seats and jets on all points so that you're not having to pay. So,
Bam.
and that's all she wrote. All right. So now we've broken down the credit card state of emergency. Now it's time for our next spot of the show, where we're going to take a trip. And it's not just going to be like any trip. It's going to be a trip to a place that you probably haven't gone before. Or if you have gone, we're going to make you reminisce about all the great things. So, for today's show, Snack Attack, where are we traveling to?
So today, guys, we're going to go to Quito, Peru, down in South America.
Ooh.
And any of you guys been there before?
I have not.
I'm supposed to be going in a couple weeks. We'll see.
Okay. Don't let the kids down, Brian.
I'm not going to let the kids down.
Okay. So Quito, Peru is in South America. And here's a couple fun facts about Quito that I didn't know. So you guys might find this interesting. So Quito is actually the capital. I'm sorry. It's the capital of the country. And then also, it's the second highest capital city just behind La Paz. Also, the city is very, very close to the equator. It's so close to the equator that you can actually get to, you can stand on both sides of the equator. So I have never done that before. That actually could be pretty dope to do. There's actually like a place in the city where you can go like stand on both sides of the equator and like take pictures or whatever like that.
Dope.
I'll have to look that up on Instagram actually.
Oh, man. I got to do that.
Yeah. Also, the currency there in Peru is called the sol, and $1 is equal to 3.31 sols. So it looks like our money probably goes a little bit further there, which is always good. And just to go back to, the elevation of the city, Quito is actually 2,800 meters above sea level. So it's like very, 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 very high up. So when you visit there, you may feel somewhat short of breath or you may have a headache just because of the elevation. So if you do feel that way, I read that you can drink cocoa tea and that helps relieve the symptoms. But if you get like loose cocoa leaves for the tea, make sure you don't bring it back in the States because you're not allowed to bring that back. So you'll just have to have that there. So also, Quito is actually sits on tectonic plates. So at the bottom of Quito, there's actually like the Andes Mountains, and there's also another set of mountains called the Tunguhara. So if you want to go hiking or you want to take some great pictures, you definitely want to head south just to go out there and see all of that. That'd be pretty dope to go hiking in the Andes Mountains, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So just to talk about food really quickly, because we always want to know what's like, the cool thing to eat out in a certain city. They have a delicacy there in Quito, and one of the delicacies is actually roasted guinea pigs. So I feel really bad saying that.
Roasted guinea pigs?
Roasted guinea pigs. And if you want a whole roasted guinea pig, they're like $20 to $25.
Hey, I can do that. Got a little sauce on it, bye.
It reminds me of like puffin from Iceland. Like that feels so bad for the little animals. So yeah, I won't be eating any.
I gotta try that here.
Let me know how it is.
Get one from Petco.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Brandon.
Go ahead, Peter.
Everybody get shut down. Yes, you guys want to cuss us out tomorrow. So, a couple things to do while you're in Quito. You can, like I mentioned earlier, go hiking in the Andes. Also, you can go to the Galapagos Islands. A lot of people fly into Quito so they can go to the Galapagos. I know a lot of our clients at work definitely go to the Galapagos and they have a good time. So that might be on my list to do something in a couple of years. Also, there is an old town, Quito, so you can go hang out there and see all the old structures and the museums and, all the history there from when the Spaniards were colonized the area. And I'm also a very big beer fan, so they have a craft beer crawl. So I would never even think of Quito as being like a craft beer type of place, but apparently it's pretty big there.
Oh, nice.
And then I mentioned this earlier, but you can step on both sides of the equator. That would actually be pretty dope. And also, they have river tubing. So I think that would be pretty cool, too, if you did that, like, within the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, if anyone's ever been to Quito, let me know, because I will love to see pictures. I will love to see some of the arts and crafts that they have there. I'm sure you can probably get, like, a lot of bags and textiles and everything like that. And I would love to hear about, like, I think the people would be really, really nice in Quito.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like most of the people I've met from South America, or, like, when I've gone to, like, Colombia and et cetera, like, their people are really, really, really nice. So I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you can learn there.
Definitely.
It's so dope how you pronounce all these city names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had never known how to pronounce that until you said it. Thank you for that.
Never tried.
You never tried?
I never knew how.
So I went to school with someone that was from Peru, and I think she mentioned Quito a couple times. So or Quito. So, and did you know that Medellin, or Medellin, as people say, is Colombia is not Medellin, it's actually Medellin. Did you know that? Yeah. So I learned that when I went to Colombia. It's Medellin. So when people say Medellin from now on, correct them, please.
Shoot, if I remember. That's the question.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not Ibiza, it's Ibiza with a TH. Yes.
Preach.
Travel and learn new things, y'all.
Right.
Learn that new. Teach me something new.
Yeah, definitely hit me up, anybody, if you've been to Quito, if you've seen some pictures, or just give me some hashtags, I can look it up, because I would love to see some pictures.
Every week, the Driftr Podcast features dialogue and stories from our travel community. Real stories from real travelers. If you want to join our travel community, please visit signup.driftertravels.com. Have a question about the podcast? Want to submit a question of the day or a topic for consideration? Send an email to podcastinquiry@driftertravels.com. We would love to connect with you.
All right. Thanks to Snack Attack. I got my itinerary for my trip in a few weeks. Know exactly where I'm going, what I'm doing, and all that kind of stuff. So, appreciate you, Snack Attack, for the great breakdown of Quito, Ecuador. If I said it right. Did I say it right? Whew. That was tough, y'all. I was sweating bullets. But now, we're going to go into our last part of our show, where we discuss what's important to you as a savvy traveler. This is where we have our roundtable discussion, and we discuss anything and everything that's affecting you as a traveler today. So, for our show today, our topic that we're going to focus on is, what are y'all doing for travel now that things have changed?
Right.
We are literally in the midst of a big travel change. We've already covered exactly what's been going on for credit cards, But from our perspective, there's also stuff going on specifically when it comes to the actual travel as a whole. A lot of change has been happening. So, what's the state of travel in 2019 going to be?
I feel like our last glitch fair was Iceland. And that was January.
What? Iceland? Woo, man. You having us going back. So,
right.
What's changed? A lot has changed when it comes to travel. One, there's been a lack of glitches. There hasn't been as many like travel deals where you can just catch like a really low cost fare for like that's supposed to be like a regular like what $1,500 you get for like $300.
Right.
That has been gone and changed.
Months. It's been months.
Right. It's been
Plural.
Like a couple this year.
I don't even remember one. And every one that they've had also is always wind up to you getting canceled. So your flights end up getting canceled. You don't get to keep the fare. You know, they're not stingy.
Yeah.
So that's caused a lot of people's kind of change. You know, I've seen a lot of people quiet down. I know I've quieted down on travels.
Yeah. Adulting again.
I had to adult. To adult, yes.
Full adulting and full motion. Shoot.
Yes.
But then the other thing has been like there's been no new good bonus credit cards. So I'm personally excited for the Starwood and Marriott merger, even though Starwood got the short end of the stick. When it comes to valuations, but being able to have more stuff in my portfolio as far as places I can look now, instead of looking at just Starwood, I'm also looking at Marriott properties, and I've actually stayed in a few more Marriott properties as I've had to go places than Starwood. But I think the cards that they have some great benefits and features. So there's the Amex, their new credit card for Starwood. It's like, but it's got a high annual fee, like $450.
Oh, see,
for a hotel.
For a hotel card. Well, I mean, United has one. Marriott had one.
That's crazy.
Hilton has one. I did not know that. People pay $450 a year to stay in Hilton.
Yes, I haven't heard about that. I think they were offering like 70,000 points or something.
Yeah, 70,000 points buys you like one night.
No.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. That is very true, and that's what I told my friend. That's when she told me. I was like, well, 70,000 is not getting you anywhere. So.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And so then there's, but with the SPG card, you get like 100,000 points, and they do give you like a $300 in Marriott and Starwood credits. So that can pay for like 3 nights in the hotel. So the card brings down to like 150. Then you gotta do all the points. You get like 4x points on dining, and then like 6x points like on staying at an actual property. So I mean, from a hotel card standpoint, that's the one I'm gonna get. Get that one and get the Marriott card from Chase and have both those two, and then collect points, and they both go into the same category. But I mean, for most travel, there really hasn't been those like blockbuster cards. After Sapphire Reserve came back, Chase had to kind of temper expectations because everybody was abusing the card.
Right. Yep.
And you've seen them put all kinds of crazy limitations on how you can even apply to the card anymore.
And then people thought they was gonna do the 100K for the reserve again, but that never happened.
Yeah.
It's been at 50? Is it still at 50, right?
Yeah. I missed out on that, but I don't feel like I missed out. So, I mean, like, that's a lot of change. I mean, it's caused a lot of strategies to change. So, I mean,
they're making it a lot harder for sure.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Gotta think more.
So the state of basically a churner when it comes to credit cards, if you want to be a credit card churner where you get a credit card and then you use the points and then you cancel it, that game is slowly becoming dead.
Oh, it.
So
it's dead.
It's probably like dead. You know, when black people say dead twice, you know it's real. It's definitely dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you doing in 2019 to really do your strategies for travel? Hopefully, you're diversifying and stacking points. You're no more churning and burning. You're looking at low-cost flights and connecting cities for flights. And then also your card diversification. That's the 5-step plan to 2019 success. But let's go in a little bit in depth so we can give you the actual steps behind that. So let's talk about the first. Diversification and stacking points. You got to card diversify, which is one. So something that I'm doing that's outside of my comfort norm is I actually switched my Capital One Quicksilver card to the Venture card.
What?
And I switched my Discover It Cash card to the Miles. So now
Did they send you the offer for Capital One to do that though?
No, I just woke up Monday. What was it? I woke up Sunday morning and called Capital One and said, "Hey, can I change my card from this card to this card?" And they said yes. In fact, they won't make it a new account on my credit history, so I get to keep my 4 or 5 years that I've been having this one Capital One card, and they just literally just change rewards programs. Same thing for Discover. Cost me nothing. I get the same card number. They send me a new card in the mail. And now instead of being in a rewards program where I'm getting cash back, I'm getting those cards as far as points. And these were my 2 largest card limit cards that I was just barely using. Mm-hmm. So now I'm just going to move my bills towards that because there's been changes with plastic as well.
More?
Yes.
Yeah. There's been more changes. So the good thing is with those cards, I can use those cards and pay no plastic fees under a special MasterCard promotion.
So that's a good plan.
So I save.
Those fees add up.
Right. So I'm saving on the plastic fee, plus being able to use these cards and getting with Capital One 2x points on the dollar, and with Discover It miles, I think it's about the same. I haven't really researched the cards that much, but I believe it's still it's 1.5x spend. So no matter where I'm putting my dollars and points, I'm getting points and miles, but I'm diversifying. I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, have Amex to be able to get the points that convert into miles, but now I'm also getting points that can be used towards specifically travel purchases, which are 2 different types of categories. So I'm essentially just diversifying and stacking points no matter what happens. And then secondly, I'm also diversifying my cards. So I'm getting different types of cards, different types of programs, so that no matter what happens, I'm always prepared for a flight, whether it be I don't find a good glitch fare, but I find a fare that's low cost, and I can use either Discover card or Capital One to just basically purchase eraser to erase that charge off my credit card. Or I find something I can transfer to my favorite airlines, Delta, flying with these Sky Pesos.
Right.
Or, I also have the Chase cards too, so I can fly with Southwest or United. So
yeah, that's definitely the wave, man. That's what I'm planning for next year. I don't remember when my last card was, but I've been researching, man. So it's gonna be time showing the Amex.
Eventually, one day.
But yeah, man, that's the wave though. Definitely diversifying. Looking into other programs, the ones you can't even think of. A lot of people be sleep on Discover It and Capital One. So yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, so I have the Chase Sapphire, the Reserve. So I buy anything food related, restaurants or whatever, everything that's 3 times points I get on that card goes on that card. And then with my Amex Gold, grocery shopping and gas are 2 times points. So I make sure I put everything on there. And then I've kind of gotten my friends accustomed to, like, whenever we go out, I try to pay for everything. So I've been doing that a lot lately, and that's been giving me a lot of points. Like last month, with the traveling that I did, I was actually able to get like 7,000 points from Chase Sapphire Reserve, from like just booking a bunch of stuff for a bunch of people.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so that's my
Smart.
strategy right there.
Smart.
Yeah.
Pay for your friends' bills before they pay you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, let me buy that ticket for you. Or like when we go out of town, I pay for all the hotels, the Airbnbs, everything. So that's how I'm getting my points.
Smart woman.
Yeah. And also, I'm just being loyal to Southwest because, the DC area, I can fly out of all 3 airports from Southwest. So I'm just kind of staying loyal with Southwest so I can just stack my points with them. And then, then I can transfer my points from Chase to them as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And then when I get my airline credit back from Amex, I just use that on Southwest as well. So the last few Southwest flights I've taken, I haven't even paid for. So that's my strategy
Oh, yeah.
for next
Southwest
year.
always late.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to get back on Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And the no change fee is clutch, super clutch.
Yeah. I'm still on that companion pass for another year, so
Oh.
that's definitely in my stuff. Yeah.
So if you want to renew your companion pass, what do you have to do?
You can't renew it. You just gotta
you get
re-earn it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And how many flights is that? Like 30 flights or something? How many flights?
I mean, it's about 1 get 1 free flights for, depending on when you get it, but almost 2 years if you time it right. So you can even use points, but even if you pay for a flight, you can just the second flight. All you do is pay for the fees.
Right. No, I mean to earn it back again. What do you have to do?
Oh, to earn it, it's 120,000 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Shoot.
I don't even keep my points long enough to even get 100,000 points. I'm using them things.
Yeah. Definitely in 2019, no more churn and burn, y'all. Figure out the cards and points and strategies you can take. But also, try to find these low-cost flights. I mean, we always said there was going to become a day when glitches would be caught. And glitches definitely have shown that now that if they even have a glitch, it's like a 75% chance they're going to cancel your ticket. So find connecting cities. I mean, for us, a lot of times if I see a low-cost fare that's going maybe, for instance, from DC to some other country that I want to go to, I'm still looking at, all right, can I use points to get to DC and then pay the low cost there? Wherever the cost is the most, whatever leg of the flight is the most cost, that's the one I'm going to use the points on. So let's say, for instance, it's $450 for me to get to DC, but for me to get to DC to the other country I want to go to, it's like $300. Well, I'm going to use my points on the $400 and pay on the $300 out of my pocket. But now with my diversification of cards, I could use the Chase I could use the Discover or Capital One towards the $350, cover that, and I use my points from a Chase or Amex towards the first half. So definitely through finding those low-cost flights and then also flying good connecting cities, it's definitely going to help you become really successful when it comes to travel in 2019.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I've been doing? I've been using Skiplag to see, how I can find cheaper price tickets to get to the city that I need to go to. So I've been actually doing that. So I just pack everything on my carry-on. That way I don't have to check a bag. And I just been catching, the one-ways tickets and using Skiplag and just missing the last leg of my flight so I get ready to go. So you may want to look into that too.
Definitely.
That's an app or a website?
Both. They have the app and the website. Yeah. So what I'll do is, like, if I want to go somewhere, I'll go on Skiplag and see, like, what's the best way to get there, leg-wise. And then once I find, like, the flight that I want, then I'll go on the Amex or the Chase portal and then price it from there.
Got it.
Yeah.
So many ways to win, y'all.
Yes. You just have to think about it for a little while.
I know a lot of people been finding good flights lately on, like, Hopper, too. Like, just tracking and researching and finding the best time to buy it.
I haven't had any personal luck with Hopper, but a lot of people I know use it.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. When it comes to 2019, y'all, we want you to be successful. We want you to be able to get the best out of your travels and out of your experiences. So we hope that all those things in closing are going to really help you be able to become the best at your strategy. So remember, y'all, diversify and stack your points. Make sure to do card diversification. No more churn and burn. It's pretty much over. If writing's not on the wall, the writing's going to be like in spray paint soon.
Definitely.
Try to find low-cost flights via Google Flights using Skiplag or Hopper, whatever kind of services out there to find you like low-cost segments of a flight. And then lastly, make sure to find connecting city flights so that you can be able to fly from one city from cheaper and just find a way to get to that city for a cheap amount. If you take all these things into consideration, we know that 2019 is going to be great. And we can't wait to see the pictures that you're going to share through Instagram.
You forgot number 6, bro.
Which one, number 6?
Fly Spirit. Hey, don't sleep on it now.
Look, Fly Spirit going to take you to Premier Triangle and we ain't going to see you no more.
I can't do it. I can't.
Look, don't be sleep on Spirit now.
I'm sleep.
Okay, so my friend April, you guys know April from Iceland. She goes to the ticket counter in the Atlanta airport, and you can buy she got 4 one-way tickets for like $80 on Spirit.
See, I heard some good. I've been hearing some good things.
I personally can't do it, but if that's your ministry, go please flourish. I just can't.
I never had any bad luck with it yet.
I never heard nobody with good luck with it. I'm influenced by the stories I've heard.
Chill out. I mean, a few delayed flights don't never hurt nobody.
A few days. That's all.
Right, exactly. Every time I see a Spirit gate, like somebody's cussing out the gate lady because they're trying to charge her like $100 or whatever. So yeah,
man.
thank you.
They be mad, bro.
Yes.
They be mad.
And it's always like to a Vegas, like it's always like a Vegas flight. Like the gate lady's always getting cussed out every single time. So,
That's
no
funny.
thank you.
Well, outside of all those things, we hope that you're making sure to share your pictures of your good trips on using Driftr Travels on your Instagram and social media. So make sure to share. And if you haven't already, connect with us inside of our community. Go to driftertravels.com. And we got more in store for you for the rest of season 2, but also more from Driftr Travels. So we'll be sharing more updates and more things as we have them coming out. But until next time, it's been real kicking it with y'all. It's been your co-host, Brian Fontenot.
Brandon Boone.
And Kiera Sandoval.
And we out.
See you next week.